Why? Right.
You found it?
Yeah, I did actually lose my speech earlier, but I found it in Mingo's room.
All that stuff at the back of it.
Now, I did have this one prepared, but now I'm married, I've been told I've got to do this one.
That's your joke coming out, Gary, and the person that laughed was you.
Right.
It says it all, doesn't it?
Here we go. Right. First of all, I'd like everyone to appreciate how beautiful my dog body is. No. Thank you everyone for coming. It means the absolute world to us. I hope you're having a wonderful time. I know I am because I've tried all the beers beforehand. So it's already the best day of our lives. I just thought I'd quickly add, it's so pleasing to see you all enjoying your day as I put all the effort I had into organising to today. Don't listen to Ellie, she's lying. She's lying. On that note, I'd like to thank Jonathan and Ellie's wonderful Auntie Kim for giving us the opportunity to get married at this outstanding venue, and all your amazing staff for making us all feel so welcome. So if you please raise a glass to Trevena. I've got two here. Got two Prosecco's. Oh, I need that. I need to mention a few people that can't. I want to mention a few people that can't be here. Unfortunately, we can't always invite people who we'd like. Sometimes because of cost, but also it's because they simply can't be. On behalf of myself and Ellie, we'd like to mention a few special people that couldn't be with us today, whether that be through practicality or simply life itself. Firstly, my grandparents, my dad's parents, Nana Doris, who I have very early memories of. She was also nicknamed Mrs. Doubtfire. And Grandad Harry, who unfortunately I never got to know, but I've only ever heard good things about him. Mum's parents, Grandad Harry, no wonder my middle name's Harry, and Granny Shirley. So, Granny was never going to be here today because she's 101. And she simply was, the logistics didn't work. But on Thursday night she fell ill, and she is the most inspiring, amazing woman. And she'd have all wanted us to enjoy today. She'd have told me not to cry, but I can't fucking help it. But I'm going to leave you with one of her lines. If it wasn't for her and Grandad Harry, none of us would be here today. And then Ellie's grandparents. Firstly, Darren's parents, Bampy and Nanny, also known as John and Netta. We sadly lost Netta earlier this year, but she is someone I formed a great bond with. I never need much persuasion to have a drink, but as soon as Netta got the Baileys out on Christmas Day, that would be us settled in for the evening. I always tell Ellie she is so fortunate to have had 2 sets of grandparents until she was 22. And she's even more fortunate to have her grandma and granddad here today, Nikki's parents, Mary and Pete. Lost myself. You're such lovely people. We can't thank you enough for everything you continue to do to us. And they've even put my birthday money up since me and Ellie met, so I must be doing something. There's others that we'd love to mention. We hope they're all looking down on us today, having a glass of champagne, all brains dark. So Ellie's Uncle Bruce, Ellie's Uncle George, and Auntie Pam, and my Nana Daff, wherever you may be today, here's to you. Cheers. Right. This should lift the room a bit. On to a few degenerates that are lucky enough to call themselves my groomsmen. You've all been excellent in the build up to today, even if you did dress me up as an Arsenal kit on my stag do. And all wait until 2 weeks before the wedding to try your suits on. There's a reason I have you all so close to me today, and that's because you've all had a massive impact on my life. Whether it be through Joe persevering with my questionable intention of getting good to golf, Clark wanting me to be a role model to his beautiful little lad Frank. I don't know why, but Luke for firstly giving me an apprenticeship, trusting me with a trowel, then setting out buildings, and now I'm a foreman, so God knows what he's on. And for my brother, for simply putting up with me even until now. And that leaves me with my best man Davey, which we'll come on to. Now the bridesmaids. Firstly, Beth, who, for those that don't know, is Ellie's cousin. Lost myself. Daughter of Bruce, who I mentioned earlier. He can't be here today. We all know he'd be so proud of you, Beth. And he would be even prouder when you and Matt tie the knot next year, which we can't wait to celebrate. Ellie always tells me stories of when you were little and you'd both go out for the weekend with Bruce down in Plymouth and be spoilt rotten. Ellie thinks the absolute world of you. But on my behalf, I'd just like to say thank you for being by Ellie's side today, and that I also can't believe you're going to marry an Arsenal fan. On to Molly. Molly is Ellie's maid of honour today, but more importantly, her best friend. For those who don't know, Molly is engaged to one of my groomsmen, Clark. We do so much with Molly and Clark, and are so lucky to have you both in our lives, and to have built a great bond with your superstar little man, Frank. We love that little lad like one of our own, and I hope we can be someone he can look up to. Thank you so much, Molly, for giving Ellie such a good hen do. I know you were nervous about it all going well. Not one negative thing has been said about it, so you absolutely nailed it. And simply just thank you for being there for Ellie. She adores you, and thank you so much. Right then.
Davey.
Davey!
You're getting it.
For those that don't know my best man, he's probably introduced himself as Josh, but his nickname is Davey, simply because his second name is Davey. Me and Josh met 12 years ago at Exeter College Rugby Academy, where Josh tells me he took a liking to me through, I know what you're all thinking, my former six-pack and my rugby ability. When in fact, it was the fact I could do a great Indian accent and had quite a talent for drinking lager. Me and Davey frequently blame each other for the downfall in our rugby careers, but I think simply the fact that neither of us suggested that skipping lessons to play Xbox before going out underage on a Monday night was a bad idea. That probably tells you both as bad as each other. There's infinite stories for me to tell, and not many suitable for a wedding, so I'll leave it to your imagination as to what he got up to in our late teens and early 20s. But to keep things as sweet as possible, it involved wasting our talent, spending money on nights out, and ending up in trouble. Hang on. I do have one story about Davey. So, in February of 2019, Lloyd was getting married to wonderful Shannon, who's sat there. Josh was Lloyd's best man, and he decided it was a good idea to take 20 of us to Amsterdam. On the last night, me and a few others were sat on a train. We lost Josh hours ago. Nothing good happens after midnight, they say. It was about 2:00 in the morning. We were sat on the tram. The doors open, and the lad that Davey had wandered off with fell through the door, and the door shut, and off the train went. We're like, Max, where's Josh? Where's Josh? Or Davey, where's Davey? And he was like, he couldn't even speak. He'd obviously been spiked. We got back to the hotel. We still couldn't find him. We managed to get out of Max that they'd taken a trip to Banana Bar. For those that know what Banana Bar is, keep your mouth shut. We FaceTimed Josh at about 3 a.m. to find 4 massive African blokes sat in a car with Josh Davies sat in the middle back seat, passed out. Me and Moni took a walk into Amsterdam, or got the train into Amsterdam at about 5 a.m. We walked around Amsterdam for 5 hours. We clocked up 15 kilometres, and the fancy dress theme for the night before was shit shirts. Josh had a light blue shirt on. What colour are the bin bags in Amsterdam? Light blue. So we'd be half 100 metres down the road, like, there he is, he slumped in the road over there. To get out there only to find it was a bin bag. 9 o'clock, I was just about to ring his mum, and I got a phone call off Lloyd. He said, he's back at the hotel. Went back there, and all he was bothered about was the fact he lost his wallet. I said, Josh, we've been walking around Amsterdam for 15 kilometres, and all you care about is your wallet. He clearly hasn't got it today either. I never really say this, but I love you, mate. And as cliche as it may sound, blokes and friends like you really don't come around very often. So thank you for being my best mate. I'm sure the women in the room are keen for me to get back to the soppy stuff. So here we go. Firstly, on to my 2 step-parents, Tracy and Glenn. Glenn's married to my dad, who had a funny turn in. Now, you are 2 people that have played a huge part in my life and continue to do so. Firstly, my dad's partner, Tracy. You're such a wonderful, caring woman who looks after Dad so well. You keep his hands out of his the biscuit tin and do your best to lead him away from the pub. Thank you for everything you've done for me growing up and for me and Ellie in our adult life. You're a brilliant woman and a true reflection of your wonderful mum, Nancy. And my mum's husband, Glenn. Another brilliant male figure in my life. Another hard-working, moaning old git, basically. Hey, Glenn, you're a true inspiration and exactly who Mum needs to stop her worrying about everyone else from time to time. I've watched you grow your business into what it is today, but more importantly, you've been an amazing stepdad, and I can't thank you enough for that. Right, Ellie's family and parents. Darren and Nikki, I can't express how grateful we are for what you have done for me and Ellie over the last 6.5 years. It's a cliche to say we'd be lost without you, so I won't say that. I think Ellie would be fine. But me and Bonnie wouldn't know what to do. Nikki, from walking the dog when we're both at work to raking our leaves up on our days off, we are so grateful, but next time could you hang the washing out as well?
Maybe there was something.
Thank you for being so thoughtful and for always checking in that we're doing okay. Thank you so much for what you've put into today. We'd have been truly stuffed without you, and we appreciate it so much. You're another fantastic, caring lady that we're lucky to have in our lives. Darren. In most people's eyes, Darren is best known for holding a goal-scoring record at Exeter City. However, all I know him for is shouting abuse at Saturday night TV talent shows after a few pale ales, swearing on the golf course, his rigid dance moves, and falling asleep on the couch and pretending he wasn't. People always say they know they're comfortable around their partner when they can happily fart in front of each other. But for me, it was actually my future father-in-law I heard fart first. After 2 or 3 times of meeting Darren, he was comfortable enough to put his 25-year-old pyjama bottoms on tucked into his holy socks and fart in my face. It was then I thought, yeah, maybe Ellie is the girl for me. Thanks for keeping my golf bag full with clubs and balls you don't want. Cheers, Darren, you absolute. Is that the end of that page? No. We love you both so much, and again, we can't express how much it means to us that you continue to do so much for us. And it goes without saying today wouldn't have been possible without the both of you. So we could raise a glass, please, to the father and mother of the bride, Darren and Nikki. I nearly sipped the microphone there.
Sit the microphone.
Yeah, I went to sit the microphone. Right. I think I've lost myself. No, there we are. Right, on to my family. My brother Josh. Mate, where do I start? You used to help change my nappies with mum and dad, and my repayment from the moment I could talk was 18 years of being a pain in the ass. But I did give you some moments of peace, like when I went on the year 6 primary school trip to Amsterdam for 5 days.
Bless.
No, but in all seriousness, you've been there for me through thick and thin, and are a brilliant man to turn to for advice, especially about cars. I love you, mate. Mine's a lager.
You owe me, mate.
Now, Mum. You stood on the side of rugby pitches, up and down the country, no matter the weather, right from 5 years old to watching me as an adult. You had absolutely no idea what was going on. As long as I didn't get hurt. You worked 2 jobs when it was me, you and Josh in our little flat in Paynton. And I still moaned when I couldn't get the latest trainers or rugby boots. Believe it or not, I don't know where she gets this from. I had a reputation as a troublemaker. She thinks she knows everything about what I got up to when I was little, but there's one thing she didn't know about. So school uniform at Paynton College was a blue polo top and black trousers similar to these. But all my mates used to wear skinny jeans and black Vans. Mum wouldn't let me wear the skinny jeans, so I used to get up in the morning, put my skinny jeans on with my school trousers over the top, walk halfway down the road, take my trousers off and lob them in the bush, and go to school with my black skinny jeans on. Don't know why I thought it looked good, but then I'd get home, stick my trousers on, and I'd head back in like nothing had happened.
I knew all the time.
And two weeks ago, Mum revealed to me that she does actually know that. Thank you so much for all the effort you've put in today, the last year or so. Some of you may not know, but Mum actually made our cake today, and what a job she's done. You're a complete inspiration, Mum, and I hope I make you proud. And my old mate, my dad. Now, if you think Mum was committed for standing and watching me in the rain, Dad was actually mad enough to coach me and on my junior teams.
Still didn't have a clue what.
Dad, taking me to the rugby club from the moment I was born has shaped me into the man who I am today. Whether that be a bloke who loves a beer and a good old sing-song with the boys, or simply that 90% of my friends come from rugby. I receive nothing but compliments about Dad from others saying how lovely he is. However, little do they know about his antics on boys' days out. Dad took me, my brother, I think, were you there, Cyril? We went up to Exeter Chiefs. My uncle Rich, Sam and Ollie, he took us on the train up to Exeter Chiefs to watch England A-team against Ireland A-team. Dad had a few beers up at Chiefs and we were on the train back to Newton Abbot, and there was a mysterious blue kit bag by the door of the train. And Dad was so intrigued as to what was in it, he walked up to it, unzipped the bag, and it was full of sandwiches with the sell-by date of that day. And Dad was like, they're going to throw these out. They're only going to throw these out. You may as well have them. Dad, please, like, we've come out for the day, just don't, please don't. Like, we'll get some food back in Newton Abbot. The train pulls up at Newton Abbot, the doors open, and before he could stop Dad, he was halfway up the stairs with a blue kit bag on his shoulder. We finally caught up with him behind the railway pub where he was dishing out sandwiches like a dodgy drug dealer. Dad, you're the most hard-working, genuine bloke I know. And if I can carry 10% of you in myself, I know I'll be all right. I'll never get bored of repeating your awful jokes or telling people my dad's the best cobbler in Devon. I can only still say that thanks to myself, my brother Josh, and my two cousins Sam and Ollie for hanging out keys between 2004 and 2008 and being the backbone of the business. Thank you, Dad, for being so caring for me and Ellie and for everything you've done leading up to today. You're a true gent. I love you both so much and I'm forever indebted to you both. So to Mum and Dad, please. Some water. Not any water in there? I know, mine's run out. Right. Sorry if you're all bored of me by now, but I've still got to talk about Ellie. She's had to sit here for the last 10 minutes and listen to me brown nose. So it's time I mention the most important person here today. My absolutely stunning wife, Ellie Castleton. I never knew how I'd act. I thought in my head I'd know how I'd act, but I never really knew how I'd react when I saw you walk down the aisle with your dad, and I took that first look at you and, oh, Jesus Christ.
How good he looked.
I don't believe there's a luckier guy on earth right now, and if he does, it's probably because he doesn't support Spurs. Ellie, you're my rock star. I've tried to write out and go over and rewrite this speech, but I just simply had to just write how I felt. I just want to go to the bar. I came back from New Zealand, a scruffy, broke 21-year-old, still broke.
Nothing's changed.
And we met 1 or 2 days after you kept pestering me on Instagram. I was pestering. I knew this day would come, and I even told my mum not long after meeting you that I'd marry you, and here we are. I promise to respect you and cherish you for the rest of our lives. You continue to shape me and motivate me. And amaze me with how hard you work in your job. 7 weeks ago, you completed the London Marathon in memory of your wonderful friend Anna, who I haven't mentioned yet. Unfortunately, Anna isn't with us anymore, but I know she's looking down on you with the rest of them with a wine in her hand. Seeing you complete the marathon filled me with overwhelming pride and happiness for you, and shows just how strong you are. Cool, nearly there. I keep taking moments today to reflect and take a step back and think, check my hair in the mirror and think, God, Ellie, isn't she lucky? No, I'm the lucky one. I'm marrying such a strong-minded, determined woman, surrounded by good family and friends. Makes me easily the luckiest man in the world. We have built our own home where we've lived for nearly 4 years, and we've added a little dog Bonnie on the way. I'm always at my most content when it's just me, you and Bonnie on the couch and a pint. Watching rubbish TV. Usually that's sport and then you got to bed. There's no one else I'd rather share my life with than you. Thank you for putting up with my rubbish jokes. Cheers, Dad. My irritable bowels and my addiction to about 5 different sports. Thank you so much for organising all of today. I hope I helped enough. Today really wouldn't have been possible without me, Ellie. I love you more than you'll ever know, and thank you for being my partner in crime. A toast to the wonderful bride, Ellie Castleton.